Welcome to Home Gymnastics. I'm Plamen and you're with my gym-based channel. I'll help you develop your strength, better range of motion and control of your body in a safe, progressive way with gymnastics moves, exercises and games. The focus will be on bodyweight exercises performed in a home environment just by yourself or with a partner with little to no equipment required. Hey everyone, today we will row. I will show you how to do a forward row and a backward row. I will let you know what are the common mistakes and I will give you a few tips that will help you with the execution of both types of rows. Forward row and a backward rows are gymnastics moves that will help you develop body control as well as bilateral coordination. If you're wondering what bilateral coordination is, this is the ability to control both sides of your body at the same time. And let's get started with the forward rows. To begin with, you need to make sure you have a safe area around you, as we've discussed before. No sharp edges around you, nothing that can potentially hurt you. You can have a mat to make it extra soft when you're rolling onto your back so you don't hurt yourself. Or if you don't have a yoga mat or gym mat, you can just use a carpeted area. Make sure that's a deep pile carpet. And if you don't have a carpet, if you're on a wooden floor, you can probably get a blanket or towel, anything that is gonna make it softer when you roll over to your backs. Now let's get into the forward rows. You're gonna start with legs together, standing in a nice straight shape, standing shape. And then you're gonna squat down, put your hands close to your feet, lift your bottoms up, look at your tummies, keep your heads in, push through your legs and through your arms and go forwards. Tip number 1, start with legs together and place your hands as close as possible to your feet. Tip number 2, you're gonna lift your bottoms up as high as you can. Tip number 3, once you've gone up, make sure you keep looking at your stomachs. Tip number 4, make sure as you're going over, you're pushing through your arms. And now let's go through some of the common mistakes. Going with legs apart and trying to go into the row from here. Second mistake is placing your hands way too far forwards. Third mistake is, as you start going into the forward row, is to move your hands. Fourth mistake is going onto your knees, trying to do the forward row from your knees. Fifth mistake, same as moving the hands, is walking your feet backwards and trying to do it from there. Sixth mistake is pushing through one leg. Seventh and very common mistake is sticking your head out as you're going into the forward row. After we've done the rolling part, another mistake is to place your hands and stand up from here. The mistake that you should definitely avoid is to start by placing your head onto the floor. That will just put unnecessary stress onto your neck and you're not going to be able to execute the forward row the way that it's supposed to be done. A few things to remember when you're executing a forward row. First one, start with legs together. Second, put your hands relatively close to your feet. Third, push through your legs. And fourth, put your chin onto your chest. And when you start going over, make sure you press with your arms towards the floor. After that, make sure you tuck your heels as quickly as possible underneath your bottoms and reach up to stand up. Try not to press the floor with your hands. Okay, well, that was a forward row. And now I will show you what the backward row should look like. You're gonna start again in a standing shape, feet together. You're gonna lift your arms up by your ears. You're gonna squat down, push through your legs, rock on your back, push through your arms, and stand up. Okay, so that is what a backward row should look like. In one of my previous videos, I showed you how to do a tuck rock to stand. So if you remember, tuck rock to stand is this one. So you're gonna squat, rock backwards, and stand up. Now, I'll give you one drill to try and do before you go into the backward row. It's gonna come from the tuck rock to stand. What you're gonna do, you're gonna squat down, you're gonna rock backwards, place your hands flat by your ears, and roll forwards and stand up. Let's do it one more time. So you're gonna squat down, rock backwards, quickly place your hands by your ears, and stand up. And another thing that you can do in terms to learn the backwards row easier is to squat down, place your hands onto the floor, lean forwards, and then push through your arms. And let's do it again. So you're gonna lean forwards, place your head near to the floor, and push through your arms. And again, place your head onto the floor and push through your arms. That is gonna increase the strength of your arms and shoulders, as well as teach you what is the way that you need to push through as you're coming out of the backward row. Let's go through some of the common mistakes during the execution of a backwards row. Mistake number one, sitting down onto your bottoms and trying to start it from here. Mistake number two, placing your hands in weird shapes on the floor, pointed out or pointed in, or anyway, so you need to make sure your hands are flat with fingers pointed towards your shoulders. Mistake number three, placing your hands down on the floor too late. Mistake number four is not tucking your head in. And now I'll give you a few tips that will make the execution of the backward row easier. Start with legs together. This is the tip number one. Start with legs together and use the momentum on the way down. So you're gonna squat and use the momentum so you can go into the backward row. Tip number two, keep your head tucked in for the whole backward row. Tip number three, make sure you place your hands as quickly as possible on the floor as you go into the row. So you're gonna squat and hands quickly on the floor, push through your arms and roll forwards. Okay, I haven't got a lot of space here and that makes it extra difficult. Tip number four, as you're going into the backward row, try and keep your legs together. Tip number five, try and keep your knees close to your body to make the rolling part easier. Let me do one more backward row again and I'm going to show you those last two tips together. So I'm going to lift my arms up, squat down, rock backwards, hands, legs together, legs tight tucked into my tummy, and that was the backward row. In one of my previous videos, I showed you how to do a tuck rock to stand. So if you remember, tuck rock to stand is this one. So you're gonna squat, rock backwards, and stand up. Now, I'll give you one drill to try and do before you go into the backward row. It's gonna come from the tuck rock to stand. What you're gonna do, you're gonna squat down, you're gonna rock backwards, place your hands flat by your ears, and roll forwards and stand up. Let's do it one more time. So you're gonna squat down, rock backwards, quickly place your hands by your ears, and stand up. And another thing that you can do in terms to learn the backwards row easier is to squat down, place your hands onto the floor, lean forwards, and then push through your arms. And let's do it again. So you're gonna lean forwards, place your head near to the floor and push through your arms. And again, place your head onto the floor and push through your arms. That is gonna increase the strength of your arms and shoulders, as well as teach you what is the way that you need to push through as you're coming out of the backward row. And that was how I would teach someone to do a forward row or a backward row. Also, now you know what a bilateral coordination is, so I hope you found that class very helpful, and I will see you in the next one. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let me know down in the comments what you would like to see next. Nah, that's too much. Take 5. And that was how I would teach someone. Take 6. And that was how I would teach someone. Take 7. And that was how I would teach someone to do a forward row and a backward row.